Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today, and happy Friday to you. This is the third installment of the 8 ways to improve your me economy or we economy if you're married. Last week's video was about why you should budget. And so the main reason for that, as we heard from Mr. Maxwell, was that a budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. So this week, today, we're going to talk about how you can make your budget work. One of the main reasons people don't budget is because they say, it doesn't work, I make a budget, I write it down, and I can't stick to it, right? Well, there are a couple of reasons for that, and one of the probably most usual ones is that people make it too complicated. So what I want to tell you is to keep it simple, right? You don't need to have an 8-generation spreadsheet, which means it has like 8 tabs, for those of you who aren't super nerds. You don't need to have some kind of spreadsheet that you have to have a TI-83 graph and calculator to figure out what in the world you're going to do with it. You don't need that stuff. It can be as simple as 4 walls, as we would call it: food, shelter, and clothing, simple clothing, and transportation. You write those things down. If that's all you spend money on, great. If you can slip whatever you spend money on into those 4 categories, you're good to go. And you can include utilities and housing if you like. That's always up to you. It depends on how you want to do it. I know some people end up finding these really big spreadsheets and they break everything down. It's like how much you spend on toilet paper, much do you spend on paper towels. That's not actually all that important. Unless that's a huge expense for you. If you're somebody who spends a lot of time TPing houses, then maybe you should keep that separate. But other than that, you are more than welcome to lump all that stuff into, say for instance, you buy all that stuff at Target. You could make a Target bucket. We talked a little bit about Target last week, but you can make a Target bucket, and whatever you normally buy at Target, you put that amount of money in there, and then you spend it when you go to Target. And when the Target bucket's empty, you stop spending money at Target. So number 1 is to keep it simple. Number 2, be realistic. This is not a wish list. Hi, Chris. Thanks for joining me today. This is not a wish list, okay? You're not trying to put on there, ooh, I wish I didn't spend $100 getting my hair done every month. If you spend $100 getting your hair done every month, put it in a budget, right? It's not a wish list. It's not something that you're trying to make look better for other people. This is for you. This is something that's supposed to help you. It's not for showing. All right. So the other thing about being realistic is sometimes you need to put in a stretch goal, right? So if you have a goal, so let's say it's for your food budget, right? You got a family of 4. You guys normally spend $1,000 a month on food. That's cool. It's not cheap. It's not super expensive. Say you're like, okay, you know what? That's too much money. We need $200 next month so that we can fix we can get new tires for the car. So what you'll do is you'll say, hi, Kristen, thank you for joining us today. What you'll do is you'll say, okay, we're going to try and spend $800 on food. You'll put that in a budget. That's your new goal, but you're also going to make a plan on how we're going to get there. What are we going to do? We're going to meal plan. We're going to clean out the freezer. We're going to, eat beans and rice if we have to. You may not have to get to that point. I happen to like beans and rice. So there you go. So keep it simple, be realistic, and then you're going to give every single dollar a job. Now, this can freak some people out because they're like, oh, what happens if I don't want to budget to 0 because that means I don't have any money in my bank account. It's not what we're talking about. Thank you, Kristen. So we're not talking about spending every dollar that you make. We're talking about giving it a job. So let's say you make $100 for the simplicity of my math right now. So you make $100 and you're going to say, okay, $10 going to food, $20 going to this, boop, 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 all the way down. One of those categories is going to be saving for something, or one of those categories might be cushion because, hey, we spent all the money in our bank account last month and we want to put a cushion back, so we want to put $5 in the cushion category, right? That's okay. You don't want to have a whole lot in the cushion category because remember what happens to that money without a name. It ends up going to Target. Or it ends up going to whatever your favorite place is to spend money that doesn't have a name. Ooh, I found $5 in my pocket. Hi, LaTanya. Thanks for joining us today. It goes to that fund wherever you personally happen to spend money when it just magically appears, right? Last thing you want to do is go with the flow. So this budget is not chiseled in stone. This is not the 10 Commandments, right? It can and needs to change. If something comes up, don't go, oh, my budget's busted. No. You just need to amend the budget. It's yours. It belongs to you. This money is yours. Boss it around. Stop letting it run you crazy. So, case in point, a couple of months ago, my mom's birthday came up. My mother's birthday was not a surprise, but we decided we were going to plan a surprise party. Well, I hadn't budgeted enough for a surprise party, which was okay because it's my budget. So I took my budget, I sat down and went, where can I get the rest of this money? And I was like, okay, we're going to do that next month. We're going to move this over here. And, I did my magic and ta-da, surprise party. It was great. If you want to see it, there are pictures all over Facebook and there's a video on my phone. If you know me personally, you can come and check it out. But I told my budget, we're throwing mom a surprise party. And my budget was like, all right. And we threw her a surprise party. So those are the 4 things you need to do if you really want to make your budget work. Hi, Audrey. Thanks for joining us today. You need to keep it simple. It does not need to be complicated. For all my nerds out there, I am a nerd from way back when. I memorized Digit to Pi. Shout out to Westville High School for all of the interesting things that we did in school that nobody else did. I memorized a whole bunch of Digits to Pi. You don't need to have all the digits of pi in your budget, okay? You don't need, out to 6 digits behind the decimal. That's unnecessary. We don't have change like that, right? Keep it simple. Be realistic. Do not make yourself a wish list. Make yourself a budget based on what you actually spend and actually do. Give every dollar a job, even if that job is sit in my account so that I make sure that something random doesn't pop up, and go with the flow. If something happens, make a change. Thank you so much for joining me today. Our next video is not Monday. I know, right? It was amazing. I can't remember that teacher's name, but he was awesome. The next video is not this coming Monday. It's on June 26th at the same time, 3 p.m. If you have any questions, you can feel free to leave them in the comments, or you can email me at christian@dobetterfinancial.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, I am Christian Stewart. I am the lead coach and founder at Do Better Financial, and I will see you in not next week, but the week after. Thanks for joining me, and have a nice day.